Marvelous.
Alright, as you guys have probably been hearing, we're starting up Senran Kagura. Alright. So, if I remember correctly, Yagyu just got shot. Alright. These kind of seem like sub-stories. Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and clear these. Hold on, I think. Can I move around? Okay, good. Dodge too early. Or I keep blocking too early. When it's midair. Got a decent amount of EXP from that. Let's keep using her because it seems like she's going to be the next character to use anyway. Oh yeah, I was gonna look up how to eat the candy. Huh. Yeah. Almost 300. Let's see. Didn't block it. There we go. You know what I'm actually most curious about now? Wait, actually, never mind. Scratch that. I think I know what the story behind the bunny is. It's actually really good for leveling. That's not what I'm looking for. Facing mystery. Strange books downtown. This looks like a suspicious alley. Okay, so it forces you down the alley. Oh, hold on. Hey! I was actually expecting that to work. That's all of them. I didn't level up, I don't think. Okay, but what I was saying is I kind of want to know what the whole deal is with the stuffed rabbit. I get it, it's probably her guardian spirit, like the other girls have theirs, like what's her name has a frog, Katsuragi, Asuka, that's her name. Katsuragi has a dragon. Anyway, I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom. Hey Lou, I thought I put on the BRB screen. Apparently I didn't. I had to use the restroom real quick. Oh, not even quick. I'm just going through the free missions, leveling up. Thank you. Okay, I have to defeat both of them. Oh! I blocked! I thought you weren't able to block those ones! Oh. Oh. Okay, you can't block it, but you can parry it. Hey, Sunny Striker. Oh, shit. There we go. Hers was weird. Wrong button. Meant to lock on. But this works. I can use those abilities and paralyze her. I think I didn't get A. Yeah. All right. I was on mute because I was coughing. Anyway. I need to learn how to use these secret grow medicines. Or candy. So I'll be on the Google for a minute. Found it. Can level up by using 2 growth medicine. Okay, so this is like an easy way. By using what? By using 2. Using 1. Okay, I see. Let's go ahead and come by the shop. Let's buy all the CGs. Because these look cheap. Hey, Bryn. Let's see here. But now that we got all that, see, and then that's just those two. All right. What I'm gonna do. All right. So she's already where I wanted her to be. Is continue. Let's continue the story. I should probably level up the other girls. Your face looks really weird there, Hibari. Just how long have we been here? A minute? An hour? I lost all track of time. I sit on the bench in the dim hospital corridor, my mind fuzzy. Everyone in Master Kirya's shinobi class is next to me. Nobody says a word. Honestly, the character I care most about in this game so far is Kirya. But I know they're all worried about Yagyu. Nice. It's not just that she was critically wounded. The bullet was coated in poison. The doctor said before he went into the operating room was, she's very much at risk. It's my fault. It's all my fault. What do I do if she dies? Asuka mutters seemingly to no one in particular. Cat replies barely audible. No one says anything else. Time seems to stretch out forever. I wish they'd come right out and say it. It's my fault. I'm the one to blame. I should be the one dying instead of Yagyu. I'd feel so much better if someone said that. Everybody's kindness and concerns are just dead weight to me right now. We hear footsteps approaching from down the hall. We all stand up in unison. A female nurse comes running up. The nurse smiles and answers Master Kirya. Relief floods Asuka and Kat's face, and they hug each other tightly. Master Kirya lets out a big sigh of relief, and Ikaruga gently swabs away a tear from her eye. Since Yagyu will be sleeping off the anesthesia for a while, we decide to leave for the day. I can see Asuka's worried. She doesn't want me to be alone. Once I say that, I turn my back and run off. Yagyu's going to be okay. But that's not the end of this. I have to take full responsibility. I have to defeat that Mirai. I have to exact revenge for Yagyu. I leave the hospital and wander aimlessly through the urban night. That way, I might run into someone from Hebijo. I turn around to see Master Kirya. I'm not sure how to answer him. Right on the mark. I could never keep secrets from him. I nod sheepishly. I reply immediately. It's the first time I ever argued with him like this. I tried to say it as clearly as I can, but Master Kiria's face grows stern. I'm about to get yelled at. I try and prep myself for it. I gape at him in shock. The super secret ninja art scroll is the treasure of the Hanzo Academy. Is it okay for someone like me to even touch it? Heck, I don't even know where it's being kept. He's talking about the secret cipher of Shinobi, a password to distinguish friendly Shinobi from enemies. If I could speak correctly. The well-known one is when someone says mountain, the other answers river, something like that. He's right, of course. There's nothing else I can do. After Master Kiria and I separate, I head back to Hanzo Academy. I look around the entire campus, searching high and low, but I can't find a single clue. The only place I haven't searched is the principal's office. I feel awkward as anything sneaking in there, but now is not the time to be worried about protocol. I enter the office and check every nook and cranny. In doing so, I find a door that won't open. It leads to the faculty room next door. A door that leads to the faculty room? Something's up. I have a weird feeling I just can't shake. Why is the door to the faculty room locked? Could it be? I grip the doorknob, then... Spy. Just like a shinobi contraption being released, a voice comes from the door. Spy? What's that supposed to mean? I tilt my head and try to recall Master Kiria's words. Oh yeah, this must be the sign. But what is this response to spy? I gulp. If this door really does lead to the super secret ninja art scroll, that is a tongue twister right there. Of course, the security is going to be serious. It'll probably only give me one guess. One mistake and it's game over. Spy, spy, spy. I run it through my head over and over, and then it hits me. This has to be it. Assassin. Fear makes my voice quiver. Spy and assassin were the names given to early ninjas. I hear the sound of a lock disengaging. I pump my fist. Beyond the door is a hidden shelf, upon which lies a rolled up scroll. I take it in my hand. It's both prettier and heavier than the scrolls we use, laced with fine embroidery, and the quality of the paper is unbelievable. All of a sudden, Master Kiria is there with me. He nods deeply and hands me a map. I brandish the scroll and answer loudly. I will avenge Yagyu. Alright, I can do this. With this girl, I should be able to use more secret ninja arts than ever. Maybe I could take on all 5 of Hebijo's elites at once. I will take them down myself. I've been nothing but trouble for everyone so far. Now's my chance to make it up to them. I will change what I don't like about myself. I bow deeply to Master Kiryu and start following the map. Just as Hibari drops out of sight, a small shadow approaches Kiryu. It's Haruka. Hibari. I think that's the poison girl, the one that also uses the puppet. I haven't memorized the other side's names yet. Yeah, her. Oh, he's got the evil laugh down. Okay, if it's her, I think I remember her pattern.
いい顔をしてる。やっぱりあなたいいわ。絶対に私のお人形にしてみせる。
Okay, yeah, it's just Haruka. If I keep my distance, he'll drop, kick. Ah, didn't parry that one. Alright. She's going to drop, kick. How am I not parrying that? Oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Drop, kick. Apparently I went too far. Hold on. Create some distance. Drop, kick. How am I not even blocking that? There we go. Alright. Drop. Okay. Let's try that again. Up. Okay. Drop. Kick. Okay. Drop. Ah, I walked into that. I'm gonna get hit by that because I dodged. She's stuck. Alright, there we go. You missed! Oh. Alright. Oh, I got it off. Ow. Okay, let's regain health. I forgot what the Y does. Oh, that's what Y does. I still want to know what's the story behind this rabbit here. But Monokuma's not that bad. Okay, come here and grab some coffee real quick. Alright, I'm back. But the reason why I know more about the rabbit actually is because it actually interests me is I assume it's her what I forget what they're calling it here. They're basically their guardian animal. But the others' guardian animals don't show up like that. Like as an actual physical manifestation like that. Which is why I find it weird. Oh right, like this. Where is... there she is. Pretty much. Pretty much all the others are kind of like a Patronus, where they can summon like a temporary light body of it, and it's used for attack or defense. But that rabbit there, I'm assuming is her guardian spirit, but it's more solid than everybody else's. So I'm actually wondering what the deal is with that. As I am called to the north gate, I can see Haruka and Hanzo Shinobi standing there. She must be the one called Hibari. She's huddled next to Haruka, cringing like a small animal. Haruka holds out the super secret ninja art scroll. You know what? You know what? I'm just gonna call it hidden like they do in English. Because saying that is kind of a tongue twister each time. Nice work. I finally had the scroll in my hands. Who's talking? I glance at Hibari. She had her scroll stolen, and now she wants to transfer here. I bet there's a reason for that. Most likely she wants to infiltrate our school and steal it back. I glare at Hibari. She gulps. Oh, I think it's the, See, you are right about one thing. Is that first, I don't know who's talking when they start this dialogue, but I think I know who it is now. Oh, I forget her name. But the dark-skinned girl. The one that's basically the evil version of Asuka. She looks somehow disappointed at that. What's wrong? Hibari gives me a small nod. Hibari stares me right in the face as I go on explaining. Haruka nods along.
それが善人と悪人の違いだ。もしひばりが裏切ったらどうするの？
Bari still looks confused.
超秘伝忍法書を取り返すつもりか。
My words make her eyebrows go up a little. She's still a novice. She can't hide how nervous she is.
やれるものならやってみるがいい。それでも私たちは来るものを拒まない。
Someone has to carry out all the necessary evil in the world. If there were only good shinobi, who would do the dirty work? Fair point. Life isn't all sunshine and rainbows. Without outlaws, there'd be no society. I place the hidden ninja art scroll in my cleavage and walk away towards the castle keep. There's a sentence. I have to look over the paperwork for my new students today. It's part of my duty as shinobi student leader. And yeah, it's as tedious as it sounds. My room is on the top floor of the castle keep. There's a stack of admission documents a mile high sitting on the bookrest inside. I sigh and resume checking them over one by one. Those who weren't accepted to good shinobi schools, dropouts, students who come from evil shinobi backgrounds, everyday hooligans, all the usual suspects. Hebijo Scouts network, all across the country and secretly headhunts these types. I press the Homura stamp in the past column for every last one of them. No one gets turned away from Hebijo. That's why this work is so mindless. I halt in mid-stamp. This one picture gives me an odd feeling. When I look at this girl's face, I start feeling sick, and I don't know why. I look at the entry under reason for application. There's a girl I want to kill. My brother was assigned to assassinate her, but she crushed him. I will never forgive that bitch. I will tear her limb from bloody limb, if it's the last thing I do. Well, at least he has a goal, I guess. I feel like I've just been hit in the face. Could she be... A whole flood of memories come rushing back to me. It's funny to think about, but I haven't always been an evil shinobi. Very. I actually come from a long line of good shinobi, and I've been in cram school since first grade, so that I could roll in a top shinobi school. It was in middle school when the incident happened. So the school had a personal tutor named Komochi. He was an active university student and a very kind man. If I ever made a mistake, he was always quick with a smile and gentle correction, and my grades soared as a result. My parents expected nothing short of perfection from me. My day-to-day life was heavily regimented, and I lived in a constant stress-induced haze. My time with Komichi was like an oasis from all that. He'd listen patiently to all my complaining, and took me out to relax when I'd start to get frustrated. It might sound corny now, but in all honesty, he was my rock back then. Truth be told, I had feelings for him. Maybe it was that whole first love thing. When I was in 8th grade, he asked me about my future. the business was being shinobi. But I couldn't tell him that, of course. I couldn't say I was applying to a shinobi school either. As soon as I finished that sentence, he gave me a worried look. No matter how I tried to change the subject, he wouldn't drop it. I was so glad he was so serious about it, and at the same time, I knew I couldn't convince him to let it go, not by lying to him. I believed in Komichi. If anyone could keep my secret, it had to be him. His eyes went as round as dinner plates. And why wouldn't they? A normal person wouldn't believe shinobi still exists in this day and age. Nani? I was so happy that he believed me. I told him all about my family. He listened in silence. He muttered when I finished talking, "It's a trap! He's a spy! Don't do it!" I don't know. Oh, son of a... Okay, I've watched way too much anime. I honestly kind of saw that coming, but I was hoping that wasn't where this was going. All kindness disappeared from his face. A camouflage barrier rose up around us. Komichi whipped out a kunai and lunged at me. I dodged it by a hair. I couldn't grasp what was happening. And he had a mission to wipe out my family. He continued to swing the kunai. I had just enough martial arts training by that point to keep myself alive from moment to moment. Even so, he backed me into a corner in no time. He advanced on me with a smile. That's it? That's the only reason he treated me so kindly? He'd been playing a long, slow game, and I had to know why. His face had twisted into an ugly snarl. There was no sign of the person I trusted. It hurt so much I couldn't help but cry. He clapped in with what must have been pure joy. I bit my lip, hard enough to draw blood. I'd been stupid enough to open my heart to this man. So stupid. He laughed, tasting the tip of his kunai. That's when something inside me snapped. That's where my memory gets foggy. All I remember is Komichi's face covered in blood. He may have been an evil shinobi, but I wasn't a shinobi at all yet. Just a regular middle school student. Good shinobi schools don't accept criminals, regardless of circumstances. I would never be a good shinobi. that path closed to me that day. My parents were ashamed of me, infuriated. No matter how I tried to explain things to them, they were having none of it. They disowned me. I was left to the streets. I'd been betrayed by the man I trusted and abandoned by my parents. I wandered the city aimlessly, utterly alone. Being completely unwanted and unneeded by anyone is an awful lot like being dead. To be honest, that's how I felt. I must have looked like some wandering ghost, shambling all over the place. Half to death? I thought she straight up murked him. An unknown woman called to me from a back alley. I replied, annoyed. She showed me a brochure for a newly built shinobi school. It was a school for training evil shinobi. Evil, but still shinobi. I still had my childhood dreams of becoming a shinobi. I couldn't throw away this last chance to make them come true. I signed the application where she showed me. They put a burlap sack over my head and took me someplace dark. When they pulled the bag off, I found myself in the interview room. There I saw a politician I recognized from TV. At my frankness, he tilted his head. He gave me a very cold smile. The politician pressed his stamp on my entry application. I'd made it. My mentor betrayed me. My parents abandoned me. I thought I was worthless, better off dead, yet Hebijo still took me in. And so I was reborn as Homura, the evil shinobi. That's her name! Thank you. Finally, I was racking my brain this whole time trying to remember her name. Most don't bother to recognize the truth. The truth is that good discards some people. That evil saves some people. I studied the photo on the application. Yes, no doubt about it. This is Komichi's little sister. The little sister who apparently wants to kill me. Maybe she doesn't know I'm at Hebijo. I pressed my seal on her application. Hebijo accepts anyone. Even someone who wants you dead. I began to laugh without realizing it. Well, at least this will be interesting. My school life was going to get that much more exciting. The evil shinobi life is the greatest. When the people I loved most cast me aside, my heart stopped beating. But when I'm in the heat of battle, I still feel alive. Okay, Grey Fox. That's how it is. If I'm not fighting as a shinobi, I'm no better than a corpse. Hold on. My controller disconnected. I finished stamping the forms and take out the hidden ninja art scroll. Let's see just what this thing can do. Obviously, I'll be targeting Hanzo Academy. Not only was their scroll stolen, but they're going to be crushed by the very power they lost. I'd love to see the look on Asuka's face. I can't help picturing it. I can't stop myself from laughing uproariously. Wait, am I playing as her now? Okay.
見てないぜ。
そう。いや、なんか心配で、ヤニューちゃんのことで責任を感じてたみたいだから。
ひばりのことなら心配無用だ。
小村ちゃん？
お前、何しに来た？それに心配無用ってどういう意味だ？
ひばりはヘビ女の生徒になった。そういうことだ。
何を言ってるの？
ひばりはヘビ女に転校した。だからお前たちのところにはもう帰ってこない。
ひばりちゃんが半蔵学院を辞めるわけがない。変な嘘をつかないで。
私は嘘などついていない。
そんなの絶対に信じない。嘘だって言ったら嘘だ。
まあいい。あくまで私が嘘をついているというのなら、力ずくで本当のことを言わせればいい。簡単だろ？
みんな下がってて。小村ちゃんの相手は私がやる。いざ尋常に舞い切れ。
Damn it. I was in it. There we go.
を離して。ひばりちゃんはどこにいるの？
その答えはこれだ。
それは超秘伝忍法書？
これはひばりが蛇女に持ってきたものだ。
嘘よ。
信じたくなければ信じなくてもいい。しかしこいつの力は嘘でも何でもない。
何なの？
素晴らしい。これが超秘伝忍法書の力か。体中に力がみなぎってくる。今ならどんな忍術でも使えそう。どうしたアスカ、体が震えているぞ。もういい。しらけたよ。アリを踏みつぶしたところで大して面白くもない。超秘伝忍法書を奪った以上、お前たちに興味はなくなった。さらばだ。
ホムラちゃん待って。ひばりちゃんはどこにいるの？どうしてこんなことに。いい感じ。
Next mission.
いつまでも寝ていられない。ひばりのことが心配だ。あのドジっ子なら心配ないわよ。お前は。ひばりはね、蛇女学園に転校したから。また私を無視する気？でもひばりの話は本当のことよ。あんたを怪我させたことによっぽど責任を感じてたんでしょうね。超秘伝忍法書を持って私たちの学校に乗り込んできたの。あんたの敵討ちのつもりだったんだろうけど、あの子じゃ超秘伝忍法書は使いこなせなくて。それでどうしたんだ？私の言うことなんて無視するんじゃなかったの？答えろ。それでひばりはどうした？だから言ったでしょ、蛇女に転校したって。ふざけるな。どうして敵討ちから転校になるんだ？聞きたい？ああ、聞かせてもらう。力ずくでな。嬉しい。ようやく私の方を向いてくれたね。
Hey, baby. Got to.
My shield.
ミラ、マイチュージル。いざ尋常に舞い切れ。
Why doesn't it let me block? There we go. Now I can see you. Can she not make it up here? Take it, she can't. She's frozen. There we go. Honestly, until this very fight, I did not know she could freeze people. I found that out by accident. Savage.
の裏切られる人間の気持ちを味わえばいいのよ。そうすれば私のことも少しは理解できるはず。
何を言っている。
超秘伝忍法書は私たちに奪われて、ひばりはもう半蔵学院には戻れないと思ったの。でも忍びになることは諦めきれない。それがあの子の夢だから。だったら残された道は蛇女に転校するだけ。ひばりは自分の夢のためにあんたたちを捨てたってわけ。
そんなバカなことが。
あら、ショックなの？でもそれが事実。あんたはひばりにご出身だったけど、あの子の方はそうでもなかったってこと。残念ね。
デタラメを言うな。
信じられないんだったら蛇女に来ればいい。うちの生徒になったひばりを見ることができるから。あら、でもあんたには蛇女の場所がわからないか。それじゃ無理ね。
ひばり、あんな奴の言葉、俺は信じないぞ。まだまだ伸びる余地はあるか。
Go here real quick.
日々たくましくなっていきますね。日々たくましくなっていきますね。まだまだ強くなれそうです。やりましたわ。力がみなぎってくるぜ。やりあたいの蹴りは天下一品だぜ。一段と蹴りのさえが良くなってきたぜ。あたいの蹴りは天下一品だぜ。
Alright.
決めちゃいました。
I don't expect to use Yagyu again for the next mission. Let's see. About 3 years ago, the city's famous sightseeing attraction, the Castle Keep Ruins, was closed in the name of preserving cultural heritage. Now, here I am looking up at it. My thoughts blur. The Hebijo stronghold is the most obvious place in the city. No one would ever think real shinobi could still be here today. But here they are, hiding in plain sight. Ever since I transferred to Hebijo, Haruka has been really nice, like a whole different person. She giggles at me. Friends. I did agree to transfer here. Still, I could never think of Haruka and the others as friends. Yet, that's what she just called me. That brings out a whole lot of very uncomfortable feelings. The school accepted me without a second thought, but to actually be treated as one of them, it's shocking. I figured Hebijo students were all a bunch of loners, too cool for friends. My thoughts are in the sickening whirl as Haruka gives me the tour. There are four different areas inside. First is the North Gate Square. Gravel has been laid out throughout the area, which is so big that a 5-lane, 100-meter track could fit inside.
これだけ広い場所なのに使ってないの？ちゃんと使っているわよ。
He stomps on the gravel underfoot. I hear a faint voice groaning beneath us.
甘い。何をされても声を出すな。ここは地面と同化する訓練をするところなの。
I don't know why that made me laugh. I gaze at the gravel laid on the ground. Now that I look, I see about 20 subtle little lumps here and there.
始めてからかれこれ30時間くらいになるかしら。
そんなにやるの？
そんなにって半分も経ってないわよ。
She says that as she passes under the north gate. I have to rush to keep up with her. It opens up to the main hall area with a garden and a passage separated by trees. We can see the castle keep directly ahead, but a high wall stands in the way. We'd have to go around to the west gate to actually reach it.
次は南門よ。
There's a long bridge in the south gate area. It extends from the far to the south all the way to the castle keep. As we look out over the bridge, I notice bubbles popping in the water. There's a bamboo pipe swaying down there. Shinobi students must be practicing the water escape technique.
それじゃ敵に気づかれる。
Haruka flings a kunai. The blood billows in the water. The wounded student comes floating up.
そこまでしなくても。
失敗の許される学生のうちに体で覚えないと。その方が本人のためになるんだから。
The student crawls to shore, then bows before Haruka.
ご指導ありがとうございます。さあ、最後に天守閣案内するわね。
As I follow Haruka, I sense someone watching me. I look around, but there's no one there.
どうしたの？早く行くわよ。
Just my imagination, I guess. I try to keep a close eye on my surroundings as I chase after her. Inside, it looks even more luxurious than when it was a tourist spot. There are a ton of Japanese-style rooms with elegant sliding screens. It's hard to tell which way is the dead end and which way will get you where you need to go. It must be constructed to confuse invaders. I noticed lectures taking place in several rooms. Each class has a lot of students. At Hanzo, we only ever had been 5 at a time. Everyone seems so focused. I cannot help but stop and stare. It's the same here. The Hebijo are taught like we are. It makes sense when you think about it. I'd never given it any thought before. Hebijo students are the enemy. Cold-blooded minions of evil, not like us. At least, that's how I always thought of them. None of that is really true. The Hebijo and Hanzo academies aren't that different. They have friends they trust, they study really hard, they live just like any other Shinobi students. For me, that's a shock. It makes me question everything I believed in up until now. Before I knew it, we reached the top floor.
彼女たちは黄泉と日陰。
I snap back to reality and see two shinobi chatting with each other. I think Hikage is the green-haired girl. Oh, I think Yomi's the blonde with the big sword.
もやしはある意味芸術だと思いますの。
It's the blonde with the big sword.
あんたも好きやな。
え、もちろんですか？
Without paying me any mind, they keep chatting away.
まずあの食感。表面はツヤツヤと輝き、噛むとシャキッとキュートな音。それに不思議、咀嚼しているだけでとてもお腹が満足してきますの。
それ錯覚や。満腹中枢が刺激されてお腹いっぱいの気分になってるだけや。
まあ、そういう言い方もできますわね。
Because one thing I remember about her from Bon Appetit is she's obsessed with bean sprouts. I don't get what they're talking about, but they keep at it. As if Haruka and I aren't here.
ほらひばり、外を見てごらん。
As Haruka requests, I stick my head out the window. I can see an incredible view of the whole town.
下の方も見てごらん。
I see a bunch of shinobi students training below the castle keep. One group is marching while the other one is working on practical skills. Ebijo has a lot more students than Hanzo Academy, but otherwise it does seem basically the same. That's when it hits me. The only difference between Hebijo and Hanzo is who's employing us. As shinobi, our business is the same. Come to think of it, it's kind of silly for our two souls to be fighting each other in the first place. What is a good shinobi? What is an evil shinobi? These little questions are swelling up inside me. How did you get here so fast? A little while later, Hebijo's other two elites arrive on the top floor with us, one after the other. Hamura and the girl who shot Yagyu. I can't let that go, but it was my fault that it happened. As I start pondering that again, Haruka talks to the other girls.
みんな、転校してきたひばりよ。よろしくお願いします。
The girl who shot Yagyu slowly approaches me.
ミラよ、よろしく。私を無視したら殺すからね。無視なんかしません。
I answer in a rush, and Mirai turns her back on me.
無視をしないのなら普通に付き合ってあげるわ。
The two who were talking before... You know what? I think I finally noticed the difference. Since they're all in their shinobi transformations, I think Homura is really just the armed guards. I think that's the only thing that changes. The two who were talking before, Yomi and Hikage, come over. Yomi looks me over head to toe. She snorts in a ladylike way.
中流階級ってとこ？毒にも薬にもならないですわね。
ええやん、そんなこと。
よくないですわ。
Hikage's remarks has set her off, and I don't understand why.
ひばりです。よろしくお願いします。
よろしゅう。
I timidly call out to Yomi, who's facing away from me.
もやし、美味しいですよね。
Her expression changes completely.
もやし、好きですの？はい。でしたら、最近のもやしの高騰についてはどういう意見をお持ちで？私は。
Yomi starts rambling about bean sprouts, eyes shining. Hikage gives the vaguest hint of a smile.
助かった。もやしの話に付き合ってくれるやつが来てくれて。
Yomi Sprout's talk grows more and more passionate. Kimura hops up and hides the hidden ninja art scroll in the ceiling. Then we all exit the upper level room. That could be my chance. If I could get a moment alone, I can take back the scroll. That's why I transferred here to begin with. I don't care if everyone at Hanzo already thinks I'm a traitor. I'll stop at nothing to get the hidden ninja art scroll back. If I don't, I can never show my face to them again. They're baiting her. They're baiting her. Hold on. I need to get a new wire. This one's coming loose a lot now. Oh. Hello. Anyway. Okay, you guys didn't see that, but a different menu came up. Alright. I'll be in there alone. This could be it. I jog back up to the top floor. I stare up at the ceiling. The hidden ninja art scroll is right up there. I can grab it in one jump. The question is, what then? How would I get back to Hanzo Academy without being discovered? I don't have time for this. They'll get suspicious if I take too long. I'll get the scroll first and work out the rest afterwards. I spin around and meet Haruka's icy gaze. Another fight with this girl. I'm actually concerned now because it doesn't look like this is a big area. think I got her stun locked here. Ah. I had her stun locked there. I didn't. There we go. Pretty much. Of course, that's with any anime. Oh, damn. Alright. Come on. Drop. Alright. Did not block that. Okay, so that's the trigger. I've been wondering.
よくわかったわね。今のは私の9月。どうして自分で戦わないの？はるかさんが自分で戦えばひばりより強いはずなのに。さあ、どうしてかしら。そうね。友達が欲しかったから。人形じゃなくて友達が欲しかったから。もちろんホムラたちは仲間よ。でもそれは忍びを目指す仲間で同志って感じなの。私はひばりみたいな子と普通の友達みたいに付き合いたかったのよ。はるかさんなんてね。 って言ったら信じる？冗談よ冗談。なんかしらけちゃったな。今回のことは見なかったことにしてあげる。早く修行に行ってらっしゃい。私に勝てない以上、超秘伝忍法書を取り返すのは無理。ここはおとなしく引いておきなさい。
はるかさん。よくできました。
Let's go ahead and move on to the next mission.
遅いぞ新入り。
ごめんなさい。
はるかはどうした？
ひばりより先に外に出ましたけど。
そうか。では先に修行を始めよう。まず多人数相手の実践を行う。不利な状況の切り抜け方を体に覚え込ませるんだ。ひばり、お前からやってみろ。
Can't see anything.
ひばり、思ったよりやるな。
どうも。
それにしても、はるかは遅いな。何をしているんだ？
心配なの？
当たり前だ。仲間なんだから。
仲間。
ちょっと修行は中断だ。私ははるかの様子を見てくる。
ヘビ女も仲間をすごく大事にしている。本当にヒバリたちと同じなんだ。
I look up at the towering castle keep. It's not hard to feel a crushing sense of intimidation. This is the stronghold for Hebijo Academy. I'm brimming over with impatience. The receiver in my ear continues to emit a small beep. I let Mirai go for a reason. I flicked a little plant called a remora flower onto her back. The remora flower is extremely sticky and will cling to almost anything, much like its namesake. It's also remarkable at camouflage, its color shifting to match whatever it's stuck to. I planted a small tracker on this specific plant. She planted the plant! I just gotta put that one out there. She planted the plant. And it's working like a charm. Suddenly the beeping grows more rapid, which means Mirai is closing in. I immediately conceal myself within the shadow of a tree. Moments later, I see Mirai appear with Homura and two of the others. But there's no sign of Hibari or Haruka. I wait with bated breath for them to move on. Since Haruka isn't with them, that must mean she's with Hibari. I'd spotted Haruka and Hibari walking together earlier. Were I at my best, I would have confronted Haruka then and there. But in my current condition, I'd likely not survive the encounter. If not for this injury. I pull the bandages away from my skin. It feels wet and sticky. My hand is stained dark red. My fight with Mirai had caused the wound to reopen. I just have to wait until Hibari's alone. I grind my teeth thinking how shameless I'd been. I wouldn't have said what I said to the others if I'd known how things would turn out. Regret floods my mind. Regret. Back at the hospital, shortly after my fight with Mirai, I fit the earpiece into my ear and hear a faint beeping. The beeps are growing further apart. That means Mirai is moving away from the Shinobi Hospital. If I don't hurry, I'll lose sight of her. As I turn to leave the hospital, the others come in. As I survey their faces, I grow exceedingly angry. My anger drives them back a step. Okay, Coco, hi, how you doing? Just come in here and tackle me. I always knew Hibari would do something reckless if a situation like this ever arose. If they hadn't left Hibari on her own, Hebijo wouldn't have taken her. They blocked my way to the door. Ikaruga's voice is thick with concern, but to me, it only sounds like meddling. Kasuragi's never been very sharp, but she couldn't possibly have thought that was my actual plan.
ひばりちゃんを探すならみんなで探そうよ。だって仲間じゃない。
I snap at Asuka's words.
仲間、仲間、仲間。だったら、どうしてひばりを一人にした？
Asuka has no retort. She simply hangs her head.
仲間なんて必要ない。俺は一人でやる。お前たちは邪魔だ。絶対についてくるな。
I push Asuka away.
柳生ちゃん。
I hear her calling me, but I leave the hospital room without looking back. Thinking on it now, I know I went too far. The blame does not rest solely on them. It is my own fault that I was wounded to begin with. If I hadn't been hurt, Hibari wouldn't have felt so guilty. That's why I have to do this. I have to save Hibari from Hibijo. I bind a strip of fabric around the wound, pulling it tight. I can't lose any more blood. I grit my teeth and refocus. I'll save her. I swear it. She's irreplaceable. I can't be without her. If I ever lost her, I'm afraid to be alone. Nothing's ever terrified me more than solitude. Ever since that day. Ever since I lost my little sister. Okay, so we're getting more into Yagyu's backstory now. So that's why she seems overly concerned with Hibari. Because basically a replacement for her little sister. She was so adorable. And she disappeared right out from under my eyes. Suddenly and without warning. Lost in my memories of her, I drop my guard. A sword comes slicing down at me. I dodge it in the nick of time. I would hope so, considering you're still narrating this.
ここで何をしている？
A solitary lesser shinobi stands, blade at the ready. The shinobi whistles for her friends. 10 of them, 20. More keep gathering. If I were at my best, I'd have options, fight or flee. But I'm not even at half my strength. I toss a bit of special pain-killing grass into my mouth. Bitterness runs across my tongue.
やるしかないか。
I bring up my umbrella and drop into the defensive stance. Fleeing is not an option. I will fight to the death. And if death gives Hibari the chance to escape, I wish I could apologize to everyone for what I said. I wish I could talk to Hibari one last time. Numerous as my regrets are, I set them aside and focus on my breathing. Once it's at the pace I need, I kick my right leg out. I slash and slash and slash again. I stay on the move, never in one place long enough for my foes to draw a bead on me. So many enemies stand against me, yet one by one I whittle down their numbers. In my current condition, however, such tactics are risky. The more violent my movements, the wider my wounds open. I feel myself growing faint from blood loss. Even so, I continue to wield my umbrella until the very last possible moment. When my vision blurs, I won't be beaten. Hibari. I have to rescue her. I can't give up. And she passes out. My knee hits the ground. I finally reach the end of my strength. The lesser shinobi move to surround me. It's over. This is it. I close my eyes and accept the inevitable. What, Coco? You're just sitting here waiting for attention. What? Why did you run in here and tackle me? Hmm? Hmm? Huh? Hmm? Tell me the truth. An image of Hibari floats in the back of my mind. It was raining that day. On my way to Hanzo Academy entrance ceremony, I look out at the schoolyard and saw a girl playing with no umbrella. That was Hibari. She was stomping around in the puddles with rain boots on, laughing merrily. To my surprise, I found myself transfixed. She reminded me so much of my sister. So, it wasn't that she looked like her, but for a split second, I truly believed my sister had come back. She hadn't, obviously. My sister can never come back. She didn't survive the traffic accident. Hibari noticed my presence and ran over to me smiling. I didn't know what to say, so I just hemmed and hawed for a moment. She took my hand and started to run. Even now, I still remember the warmth of her touch. I hear the sound of a sword striking a kunai. Nani? When I open my eyes, and there I see Asuka, Ikaruga, and Katsuragi. All the lesser shinobi had been neatly dispatched. Asuka gives an innocent smile. Ikaruga approaches to tend to my injuries. Katsuragi looks as carefree as ever. Why did you... They exchange looks back and forth. Asuka's words lay it out plain to see. I had effectively rejected our friendship, and yet, here they are, telling me that. I can't hold a candle to her. I can't compete with someone that pure of spirit. But maybe that means she can save me from my own stubbornness. I tell her what I know, and she tells me she's going to rescue Hibari alone. One person can infiltrate the castle keep more easily than 3 or 4. As she departs for the keep, I speak softly to her, steadily shrinking back. Almost as though she could hear my voice, she quickly looks back at me and gives me a thumbs up. Oh, I've been on mute. I forgot someone was making a lot of noise.
アスカちゃん
That's a doll, isn't it?
ここに決まってるじゃない。ひばりちゃんを助けに来たんだよ。私を助けにあんなひどい失敗をしたのに。失敗なんて関係ない。仲間を助けるのは当然だよ。仲間。超秘伝忍法書のことなら私たちが何とかする。だから元気出して。どうしたの？何か気になることがあるの？なんでもない。なんでもないから。それじゃあ行こう。みんなと合流してここから脱出しよう。
ひばり、元気出せよ。
I try to sound as cheerful as possible, but Hibari's still down in the dumps. That sounds like Katsuragi. She's clearly been acting funny ever since we got back from Heavy Joe. Even Ikaruga can't make her smile. She's not like her old self at all. Everyone can sense it, and it's really done a number on the mood in the ninja room. Master Kiryu walks into the room, exhaustion on his face. He sighs at us. He doesn't answer. Well, so much for curiosity. We all slip out of the room. Once we're outside, Asuka, Ikaruga, and Yagyu all walk off in separate directions. I get how they feel. I'd rather be alone right now, too. I walk off campus and wander around. I lose track of time as I roam the town. Then before I know it, the sun's starting to set. I must have walked a long way. Just as I muttered that, something flies at me out of nowhere. Damn it. I was daydreaming and someone got the drop on me. I'm dead meat. But in that same instant, a massive fluff poops right into my arms. Is this Coco? Coco, what are you doing flying in her face? Perfectly round body, cute little brown eyes. Any way you look at it, it can only be Coco. Or Choco. The Choco in my room is wagging her tail and smacking the desk. Ah, Choco. Yes, I know you're Choco as well. I hug him with all my might. Choco wags his tail like there's no tomorrow. Tears gush from my eyes, and he laps them all up. I hug him and he seems to freeze for a moment. He jumps back out of my arms and starts running somewhere. I hurry after him. He looks back, his tail fluttering back and forth. I think he wants me to keep on following him. No way. Couldn't be. No chance. It hits me all at once. I know where he's trying to take me. Only one place it could be. He's taking me to Mom and Dad. I chase after him as fast as I can. Over mountains, through valleys, across rivers. Running, running, running. Finally, he stops in a remote mountain forest. What I see there is a small village hidden away from everything. I follow Choco's line of sight. There's a field ahead with eggplants, tomatoes, and cucumbers. You know, I don't think I've ever, tried an eggplant. So I have no idea what eggplants taste like. But cucumbers are delicious. Tomatoes aren't. And past that field, I see my parents. They are weeding the crops. My eyes overflow with tears. They trail down my cheeks. Choco runs around my feet. It's like he's telling me to hurry and go to them. But I stop myself. Yeah, Choco. You can't go see them. I understand everything. I know why my parents left me. It's because they failed a mission as shinobi. When shinobi fail a critical mission, they're expected to pay with their lives. But my parents didn't do that. After they failed their mission, they abandoned me at home and disappeared. Since then, they've been so-called renegade shinobi, secretly living here in this village. They left me to protect me from whatever punishment might still come their way. If I go to them now, I'd put us all at risk, and their sacrifice would be for nothing. I give him a big hug. It's just enough for me to know where my parents are, to know they're safe. How can I get to live with them again? Oh, hush, Coco. I have to become the most elite good shinobi I can be. If I can raise high enough in the ranks, maybe I can gain enough influence to have them both pardoned. So I have to grow stronger. Strong enough to hold them again. I pull away from Choco. He gives me a puzzled look. Then he turns and runs back into the field. I would actually like to see this in the anime now. I doubt that is part of it, but I would like to see this moment in the anime. I have to get out of here, and fast, before my parents notice me. I wipe the tears from my eyes. When I get back to the ninja room, everyone's standing at the door, looking confused. Yeah, I'm gonna need a new wire. They're still not done talking? I strain to hear them, and I can just make out Master Kiryu talking to Hibari. I didn't hear Hibari say anything back. I get the impression that the whole conversation had gone like this. I open the door to the ninja room and walk in. Yagi walks into the ninja room behind me.
キリア先生、俺たちにも話し合いに参加させてください。
Ikaruga and Asuka both walk in after.
超秘伝忍法書のことなら私たちの問題でもあります。
Master Kiria finally gives in to our combined forces. Master Kiria stands at the podium and looks out at us. As if on cue, we all go pale.
それじゃあ私たち忍びになれないんですか？
Master Kiria nods. Asuka slumps, and I give her a big slap on the back.
何を落ち込んでんだよ。要は超秘伝忍法書を取り返せばいいってことだろ。
I say, and I mean every word. I can't afford to give up on being a shinobi. It's the only chance I have of ever being with my parents again.
そうですよね。
Asuka's face lights up.
取り返しましょう。超秘伝忍法書。
Everyone's motivation is maxed out now. Except for Hibari's. She still looks gloomy as hell.
どうしたひばり。ここで頑張って失敗を取り返そうぜ。
そうだよそうだよ。ひばりちゃん頑張ろう。
Despite our encouragement, she doesn't react at all.
ねえ、超秘伝忍法書を取り返すってどうやって？
そりゃもちろん蛇状の連中をや。
ひばり見たんだよ。
A twinge of sadness flickers over her face.
蛇女の人たちだって根っからの悪い人じゃないよ。みんな一生懸命勉強してたし、仲間のことを大切にしてた。ひばりたちと一緒なんだよ。
I can tell she's been wanting to say all that for a while, especially when she starts tearing up.
善人とか悪人とか何なの？なんでそんなことで戦わなきゃいけないの？
The ninja room goes quiet. I can't think of anything to say. I never thought of the Hebijo students as anything other than opponents before. But now that she mentioned it, it makes sense. Maybe good and evil really are just a matter of perspective. Even my parents are no different. Renegade shinobi are evil, but I don't think of my parents that way. In fact, they did what they felt was right to protect me. The Hebijo are the same way. I'm sure they're just doing what they think is right.
ひばり、わからない。どうしたらいいのかわからないよ。
And what, now you're arguing with me, baby?
キリア先生、お願いがあります。
It wasn't Ikaruga or Yagyu who broke the silence, but Asuka.
私に修行させてください。
修行？
Asuka distressed stares at Hibari. I get it. Asuka has an idea. I know she does. She must want to tell Hibari something through training. Somewhere along the line, Asuka discovered a knack for leadership. I decided to let her handle this. Yes, I know you're there, Coco.
アスカちゃん、なんで今修行なんてするの？私もホムラちゃんと戦うのが嫌だった。だから、ひばりちゃんの気持ちは少しわかるよ。だったら、でもね、今は違うの。 れは私の修行を受けたばかりよ。
I gotta go let her do her business. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back.
キリア先生、お願いします。
わかった。この先でお前のライバルに化けて待つことにしよう。
Is he gonna Is she gonna, or is he gonna transform into Homer though?
私のライバル？それって。よーし、アスカ、前忍びます。
Yeah, defeat Kitty, guys as Homer though.
前忍びます。開始。
Damn, I lost the combo. That's one hell of a disguise, man. Oh, got it. So yeah, you can parry purple, but you can't block it. So you actually have to get your timing on that one. Damn. Damn. Okay, so it is that. Wanted to confirm around where I got messed up. So the showdown with Heavy Joe is almost here. I walk around the shop district, bathed in the light of the setting sun. I stare indifferently at my lengthening shadow. I may have talked big to Hibari, but I'm still pretty wet behind the ears myself. Grandpa told me power has to be a pairing of sword and shield. I still don't know what he meant by that. I got a long way to go on the path of the shinobi. In my fight so far, I've learned that combat is more about more than just a swordplay and secret ninja arts. Sometimes, my enthusiasm for battle can make up for my physicality. If not for that, there'd be no way for someone like me, with so much still to learn, could survive. But this time, I'll be fighting Homura, and she has the super secret ninja art scroll. Damn it, I said it again. Unless I can figure out what Grandpa meant, I don't think I'll be able to lay a finger on her. In the middle of my aimless wandering, someone bumps into me from behind. It's a red-haired girl with a bandana concealing her mouth. But that girl takes off as if she were running away. Haven't I seen her somewhere before? And that didn't seem like an accident either. I hurriedly search my cleavage. Yep, my wallet is gone. That girl must have taken it. She's one of those Grunt Mountain thieves, just like last time. I start chasing after her. Since I noticed the thief right away, it doesn't take me long to catch up to her. The redhead looks back at me in surprise. That's when it happens. I glimpse a shadowy figure, then the redhead drops like a sack of potatoes. The figure picks my wallet up off the road, and I see her face. Homura! She approaches me with my wallet in hand. She sighs as she holds up the wallet out to me. I take it back and scratch my head. Basically, this is the second time her wallet's been stolen. Homura stares directly into my eyes. I involuntarily gasp. My words give Homura a thin smile. I say that with all the conviction I can muster. I know I'm just needling her at this point. She gives me a bitter smile. She turns her back on me and starts walking. The words are out of my mouth before I realize I said them. I start to smile. She clicks her tongue at me. I put on my most cheerful voice. Homura looks genuinely confused. Me, I just keep the momentum going. I look her dead in the eye. She thinks about it for a second, and then the corners of her mouth turn up into a little smile. I reply with a thumbs up. I was like, please tell me. Yep. There we go. Exactly where I was hoping. I take her to Grandpa's sushi restaurant. Perfect timing too. No customers at the moment. Grandpa's eyes are so big and round when he sees us walk in.
その服のマークは。
まあまあ、いいじゃないいいじゃない。
I say as Homura throws her guard up.
どういうことだ。なぜ伝説の忍びが寿司屋にいる。
え、小村ちゃん、じっちゃんを知ってるの？
忍びの歴史の授業を受けていれば当然のことだ。
Yes, Grandpa's well known even within Hebijo. Well, no introductions necessary then.
じっちゃん、戦いはなしでご飯を食べるだけ。いいでしょ？
I put my hands together as I plead my case.
いつまでも立ってないで座れ。寿司屋で飯を食うのが当たり前だ。
I nudge Homura from behind, steering her towards the seat at the counter.
私は太巻き500円分。小村ちゃんは？
私はお任せで。
Homura keeps her eyes on Grandpa as she orders. That's when Grandpa breaks into a big smile.
いや、お待ち。
Grandpa lays up the usual futamaki roll for me and the lineup of seasonal fish for Homura. Skipjack tuna, striped jack sea bass. My futamaki roll is good, but seeing her meal makes my mouth water.
いただきまーす。
You got the cat eyes going on there right now. I bite into the thick futamaki roll. Homura eats her sushi delicately. Yeah, delicately. Her table manners remind me a lot of Ikaruga's, which surprises me actually. I wouldn't have thought that Homura would do anything delicately. We both relish in our meals. Grandpa doesn't try to talk and Homura doesn't say a single word. Because the food is just that good. I mean, you can tell that dude loves his granddaughter. Like, all those rolls for 500 yen? For free? Grandpa proclaims the meal is on the house.
また来いよ。
Without a word, Homura gives him a polite bow. It's getting pretty dark outside the restaurant. We walk through the shopping district in silence. It's not even that we feel awkward around each other. It's more like that comfortable silence is shared by old friends. What? You have everything you want. Now you're just here to cry for attention. Isn't that right, Coco? What an odd feeling. We didn't meet all that long ago. And most of our time together so far has been a life or death battle on the opposite sides. But she still feels like an old friend to me.
お前、忍びになって何がしたい？いいから答えろ。
それはじっちゃんの後を継いで忍びの道が力とは刀と盾のついでなきゃならなくて。
I'm not putting it very well. And Homura lets out a big sigh.
何を言っているのかわからん。
Honestly, neither do I. Like I said, I can talk big to Hibari, but I don't really know what the path of the shinobi is. For starters, I still don't get Grandpa's whole sword and shield thing. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to translate as sheath. But there is one thing I have always known.
忍びになってしたいこと。私はみんなの幸せを守りたい。表に出ることなく影から守りたい。
Homura perks up when she hears me say that.
どうして影でなくてはならない？
だって本当の正義って見返りを求めないと思うから。
Homura probably thinks I'm all talk. But it really is the way I've always felt.
お前にもさっきの寿司屋の血が流れているんだな。
どういう意味？
お前のじいさんは現役時代、危険とか安全とか関係なく仲間のためとあらば先陣を切って突撃したらしい。おかしな話だろ。
Now that she mentioned it, she's right. I can't help but think about it in chess terms. Grandpa was like a rook or knight, moving out ahead of the pawns. It's not the kind of strategy you would usually see.
圧倒的な強さを持ちながら、いつも彼は傷だらけだった。何の見返りも求めず、ただ仲間を守るためだけに戦ったから。
それって刀と盾だ。
Omura smiles a little. I notice we're near the edge of the shopping district.
小村ちゃんは忍びになって何がしたいの？
I didn't expect her to answer, but I ask anyway. As soon as I ask, she spins around to face me. We stop and look at each other in the eyes. Her pupils are stunningly clear.
私は生きている証が欲しい。生きていてもいいと実感できる瞬間が欲しい。生と死は表裏一体だから、私は生きるか死ぬかの戦いを求める。それには忍びがうってつけだ。
A hint of a smile flickers across her face.
アスカ、お前は私に生の喜びを味わわせてくれるか？
When I can't find the answer, she turns back around and keeps walking.
ここまででいい。
She declares as we reach the end of the shop's district. I'm still fumbling for a response when she vanishes like a shadow. I almost feel like I've been hallucinating. I stand there staring at the empty space where she'd just been. My phone goes off. I snap back to reality. I look at the screen and see Kat's name.
ビッグニュース？
Oops. I didn't mean to shout.
善を貫き通すためには、時に清濁合わせ飲むことも必要となる。それがゆえに半蔵学院には陰と陽、二つの超秘伝忍法書があるのだ。お前たちにはもっと早く教えてやりたかった。しかし学校長から使用の許可が下りるまでは完全に極秘にしなければならなかったんだ。
そうだったんですか。
小村が奪っていったのはいわば陽の超秘伝忍法書。そしてここにあるのがもう一つの陰の超秘伝忍法書だ。アスカ、俺はお前に陰の超秘伝忍法書を授けたいと思う。
どうして私に？私より強いカツネやイカルガさんがいるじゃないですか。
確かに実力ならカツラギやイカルガの方がお前より上だ。しかし陰の超秘伝忍法書の習得に必要なのは力や技ではない。陰の超秘伝忍法書を習得するための修行は過酷だ。並大抵の覚悟で挑めば体よりも先に心が折れてしまうだろう。つまり何よりも心の強さが求められるのだ。
心の強さ。
だからこそ俺はお前に決めた。お前の忍びの道を極めるという強い気持ちに俺はかけてみたい。イカルガたちには別の修行が用意してやる。あいつらもそこでレベルアップするはずだ。
わかりました。私やります。陰の超秘伝忍法書を絶対に習得してみせます。
よし。ならばまず俺の出す試練を乗り切ってみろ。はい。
500 hit. I'm stuck on a lamppost. Okay. Where do I go? Not there. There we are. I knew that thing held something. Wow.
本番はこれからだ。陰の超秘伝忍法書の習得の修行はこんなものではないぞ。
はい、望むところです。調子悪いみたい。これならいけそうです。
I wonder how much more I have to go. This will tell me. Okay, wow. I actually thought I was a lot closer than that. So, story-wise, I've gone through 27 chapters out of 41. I honestly thought I was already in the 30s.
当然だ。修行の成果だな。修行の成果だな。
Let's see.
決めちゃいました。どれにしようかな。
Go ahead and shop. All right. Anyway. Record. All right. We're gonna end it here for now. Do some more of this tomorrow, like maybe tomorrow. Depends if playing Total War with Isara, or if the Monster Hunter crew shows up. But let's see. Dude, that's making me paranoid because this thing saves so fast. Okay. There we go. But let's see, where's my phone? Bring me my good flogging. Let's see. Let's see who's around the raid. Put this away. Let's see. We'll go say hi to Ryuji. Looks like he's hunting a Keelan right now. Playing Monster Hunter World. So, let's do this outro here. Thank you guys so much for watching, lurking, all that good stuff. If you're here in the archive, thank you for watching as well. If you want to catch me live, I normally stream every day except for Tuesdays and Thursdays from noon to 4 p.m. and from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mountain Time. The games I normally play during the afternoon segments are on the side right there. And I try to play games with friends in the evening segments. If not, right now it's Senran Kagura Burst Renewal. So, I think that's everything. My phone is dying, so let's go ahead and hurry off to the raid. Let's see. Review the There we go. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. And if this is where you hop off for this evening, well then you have a wonderful evening. And I hope to see you all later. Bye-bye.